Hello everybody, it is me, Everest Katoozy, and today we're here talking about Arifureta from Commonplace, the World's Strongest, episode 10. Okay, so it was totally obvious that the mystery man was going to be the missing student. So, man, you could just tell from, his hair and his eyes when he was wearing that robe, all mysterious and stuff like that. And apparently his army of monsters are apparently dragons or wyverns and orcs and a whole bunch of other monsters that we saw that ranked in the 6,000s that we heard about last episode. And he's just coming in. I like how Hajime used his drones to watch the guy in the robe, and then the robe just turns around and looks right at the drone. That was a pretty cool moment. That apparently he's able to just sense it instantly. And I can't tell if that kid is being if that student is being controlled by someone, or he's literally just this evil. It literally came out of nowhere. If he is this evil, man. I guess his ability was to tame monsters and creatures, or maybe someone just took control of this student and just used his ability against him. Because man, it seemed like when we saw him a few episodes back, it seemed like that kid was interested in the red haired girl, orange haired girl. What was it? Sobane. It seemed like he was really interested in her because he was staring at her the whole entire time when we first met up with that guy. But now it just seems like he's doing his own thing randomly, no idea where this is even going. So the starting of the episode, we saw how after the opening song, Hajime was sitting down with the teacher and also the night dude, and also I guess the leader of the village and stuff like that. And asking him for his help, but then he just said no. But then she's like, "Well, I'm your teacher. You need to listen to me and stuff like that." And then trying to explain it to him, and then he's said how he needs to listen to her requests and stuff like that. And then he walks away. They get worried, but then he's just like, "Well, I need to get prepared for this battle, and I'm only doing this because you're my teacher." So even though that last episode I said how it's really weird with him being very reluctant to do things and saying no, but then he does it anyways. But then he just does mental gymnastics to do things by saying, "Oh, she's my teacher, so I'll do it because she's my teacher and she's a nice person. So yeah, I'll do it." At least that makes sort of sense with my analogy that I made with the manga my last episode review, but it makes no sense with this episode review. So you need to go back and watch that. But pretty much I just said how it makes sense in this aspect of things. But then after that, we saw a very stupid montage, a very stupid, idiotic montage. And that song during that moment, to me, in that scene, that song just came out of nowhere because that seems like a very uplifting or maybe sad song that was going on with him watching the villagers doing this work, trying to make this barrier where there's this gorge where all the monsters are coming in, but they just blocked it off with the wall. But I was like, where the hell did this gorge come from? But then they blocked it off with the wall with Hajime's help and other people's help. And then man, that montage, I just thought the music just didn't work. And then after that, we saw a scene where Hajime was cleaning his sniper rifle and putting ammo in it on top of the wall that they made. And then Sabine just appeared out of nowhere, the orange haired girl, and she finally said thank you to him. It took 3 episodes to do this, and I like it how he doesn't even remember that it happened. He's like, I just helped you just cause it was probably just a fluke. And then she's like, well, anyways, you made me some blah 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 blah. Because you did this, I'm gonna make my life for the better. And then he's like, okay. And I like it how Hajime says, you got guts for the most part. I like it how he compliments her, but then he takes back his compliment just like that. Savage right there. That made me laugh pretty hard. Another part that made me laugh was right after that we saw the dragon lady come out of nowhere from she was hiding behind a tree, and she's just like, I want to talk to you. And he doesn't say anything. She's like, I want to talk to you. Doesn't say anything. I want to talk to you. Doesn't say anything. He's like, oh, by you ignore me, it's are you trying to arouse me? And that was pretty funny. To be honest, I didn't really find Shia funny at all. I found her annoying, but some people are probably gonna find this character annoying, or maybe they like both of them. But for some reason, even though that I find Shia and the Dragon Lady both annoying, for some reason I find the Dragon Lady more interesting and more funny than I do Shia, and I have no idea why my brain is like that, but I guess I do. But then after that, we saw how right before the 9 minute mark, we saw Hajime doing a speech to the citizens because apparently the citizens are gonna help in the battle. And then Hajime just for some reason he randomly does his speech and he randomly just looks towards the teacher Aiko and is just like, she is a goddess, she is going to lift, he's trying to make a leader out of her out of nowhere to uplift the villagers response, because the villagers I guess don't really like Hajime right now, or they don't really know him. They only know him because he went off to go and get the will guy. So I'm really wondering where this is gonna go. And he right before I paused the video, it just said Lady Aiko's Sword and Shield. So far, the first 9 minutes of the episode is pretty interesting, except for that montage part that I didn't really like. But yeah, I'll be back in a few seconds to read the middle parts of this episode. Okay, I'm back after watching the middle parts of this episode, and all I gotta say is wow. I can't believe that like that kid literally he just got like I guess manipulated or controlled or something like that. I can see by when I like stopped this episode at the 16-minute mark that apparently he made a contract with demons and stuff like that. Literally he just went crazy. Literally he was like a calm and cool collected dude that was a little bit creepy, but now he just went completely creepy crazy. And apparently he did all this to make people think that he was the best, to make people think that he was strong and stuff like that. Literally, if you had this type of capabilities, like maybe the demons gave him this capabilities, but if you had this type of capabilities before, he should have just trained and worked hard, and you probably would have just by showing that determination would have gotten everyone's respect and stuff like that. But the teacher's just like, how would this have made us think that you were great? Like really, he's like really crazy right there. And then we saw how when Hajime like met up with him to like after the battle against all the monsters, when all the monsters ran away because they saw how strong people were, just went in to shot his monster that he was riding on. And I like how during the battle he was literally in the front of the army. Like literally, dude, why would you be there? Like he was at the front the whole entire time. And once Hajime rushed in to like fight off against the monsters, he literally just like ran away and went onto a cliffside to just watch the battle. He's like, I'm not gonna be in front of that dude. But after the 9-minute mark, after he like praised the teacher and stuff like that, he like just summoned his sniper rifle and said, "This is a blade that was that was summoned by the goddess Aiko-san." And he just like, this is the power of Aiko-san. Like literally, man, this guy is literally just a motivational speaker for these people. I like it how like the whole entire village and the knights were just like praising Hajime's speech about the teacher and were like very moraled up. And I like it how they all had weapons in case the worst case scenario. And then Hajime just like shoots his sniper rifle and like just destroys all of the wyverns, all of the dragons in the sky. And then like he just like he like literally gets a machine gun and just shoots a machine gun from on top of the wall. Yue just uses, man, I saw this last episode. Literally, she just summons a ball of magic and it just goes down and drags down like a boulder. What type of magic is this? At least like later on, she like used like a lightning dragon that was kind of cool. If that was her, and just came in and then just swooped up a whole bunch of monsters and killed them all. Like she was just using a rocket launcher until later on she used her hammer when they like rushed in to like get into the meat of the battle. And then like the dragon was just using her fire magic in her human form, and like Hajime gave the dragon a mana ring to conserve her mana, but then she thought of it as an engagement ring and was just annoying Hajime about that. But then it broke. She's just like, my engagement ring. After her mana ring broke, she got tired. She said, I can't do anymore. And Hajime's like, well, if you can't do anymore, then just go to sleep. And then she just goes to sleep on the spot. And Hajime's like, oh, okay. Okay, and then just start shooting the enemies more. And then after that, like once they ran out of ammo, and once they ran out of most of their mana, Hajime's like, okay, and then he just jumps onto his motorcycle with Shia, and they just go right into the battle, right into the meat of the battle, and they just kill monsters instantly. And once they get into the meat of the battle, they just like killing things instantly and instantly. And there's like a few monsters that think that they're just like, oh, because they're so close to us, that means that we'll be able to defeat them easily. But then like Hajime and Shia just like shoot that down by just destroying them, and then they just start running away. Like don't even care about like the robe students like orders anymore. They just leave because of how strong they were. And then Hajime just captured him and dragged him by his neck, just like he did to Will last episode. Just dragged her along and then had the conversation with the teacher. So far, middle parts of the episode, I like the battle except for the orb thing with Yue. And other than that, I thought it was pretty interesting. So yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes to review the ending bits of the episode and to see what they do with this student. I'm back after watching the ending of this episode, and wow, so Hajime got to kiss the teacher, or I guess like he helped her because he had to heal her because she got poisoned by the by the student. That student just got manipulated and controlled, and he was just like in the wrong the whole entire way. He was just like putting all of his blame on everyone else, and I like it how like as he took the teacher hostage, like the teacher tried so hard to like try to like turn the student, the guy in his like deepest, darkest like well to like bring him back up to the light, and said, "Hey, if you like come back to our side, like all you have to do is tell us what was wrong with you. We could have like helped you. We could have like done all of these things for you." Like sort of what she said, and then he just started like it seemed like he was about to cry, but instead he was like trying to like laugh inside of his head, and then he's like told her that she was a hypocrite when in reality he was really just like in the wrong the whole entire way. Like really he could have changed his ways right there, but maybe the contract would have killed him. So he took the teacher hostage and said how the demons contracted him to like kill the teacher because apparently she's like very like strong or something. I have no idea why the demons are against her. Like she is like called the goddess of plenty. Last episode I was saying how this episode's title, "The Goddess Sword." I literally thought that something like OP was gonna happen, but instead it was really just Hajime's speech that was the Goddess Sword, which was really funny and very cool right there. because I didn't expect that whatsoever. Curveball right there from what I thought last episode. So grabbed a poison needle and was holding it to like the teacher's neck, and when he was like saying how he wanted like everyone to like just let him go with the teacher, but I like how he was digging himself into a hole by just saying, "Hey, Hajime, you edgelord," and then like he like turns around, it's like, "Wait, who's this edgelord?" And he's like, "Hey, I'm talking to you," and he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Give me your weapons and stuff like that." And then he's like, "No, why would I give you my weapons? Like clearly all you have to do is take the teacher with you." But for some reason, like he wanted to take Hajime's weapons so that way he could be tough and strong. When literally Hajime could just make new weapons with his creation magic and just kill the guy instantly. So I have no idea why he did that. And then like Hajime was, I guess Hajime like as he was like gripping his gun, it's either he was gonna like try to save the teacher or maybe he was just gonna like shoot him anyways. But that bargaining chip was just so stupid that he did. And then after that, like a random like dragon in the distance with the robed man on top of it shot a laser at the teacher, and then instead hit their person that they were working with, shoot the dark like the student, and the student ended up getting like just shot in the back and then getting hurt. And then as that happened, Shia tried to jump in to like save the teacher, but then as like the guy got shot, he stabbed the teacher in the neck with the poison needle. And then like the dragon like tried to get away with the roadman, but then Hajime with his pistol shot the roadman right in the arm, just like grazed his arm. Based on how powerful the bullets are, that probably hurt a lot, depending on how strong the road person was. But that person was in brown robes instead of like the student with his black robes and his red scarf. And then we saw Hajime using his mana, his like source water mana thing to like heal people instantly. So then he ended up healing the teacher by putting it in his mouth and then just kissing her up. And I like the reaction that she had. She was like blushing totally, and she was like very like bewildered by what happened. So basically, Hajime got to kiss Yue, got to kiss Shia, and now got to kiss the teacher. So 3 girls so far. Who knows if he's ever gonna kiss the dragon girl soon? Even though that he finds her a piece of shit. So then after that, we see the student just on the ground, like begging for his life, saying, "I don't want to die. I don't want to die." Look at how, and then after that, the teacher crawls over to him and be like, "Oh, I need to save you. Hajime, use your thing to heal him." And then Hajime's just like, "Nah, this guy is a bad guy. I need to die. I just need to let him die." But then she's just like, "No, you need to save him." And then like I like it how Hajime just like says, "Hey, are you my enemy?" And he's just like, "No, I'm not." And then he does like the most stupidest thing. The student looks away and is basically crossing his fingers, and Hajime's like, "Okay," and then shoots the student. I guess like he didn't shoot him in the head. I guess shot him right in the heart, and then killed him instantly. Like he was gonna die anyways because he got shot with a laser in the back. He was like bleeding from like all over, and then like Hajime just shot him right in the heart and killed him. And then he's just like, "Why would you do that?" Hajime's just like, "Well, it had to be done. He's my enemy, so I killed him." And then he left. He left with Yui and Shia just instantly. Like she was a little bit disturbed by that, and that is like a characteristic that you see in the manga. She's like disturbed by how ruthless he is sometimes, even though that. And then later on at the end of the episode, they're like in the car with Will and the Dragon Lady just driving away to like go back to the guild, and then like they're just like, "Oh, you were like protecting the teacher and stuff like that." I guess he did in a way by showing these words that were said in the subtitles, but it still does seem like a pretty like mean thing to do that the teacher would resent him for. But apparently he did a good thing, so I'm just going to assume that he did a good thing right there. And the teacher is like doing what she does with the farms and stuff like that at that village. And then I guess we're gonna see what happens with like Hajime and the guild next episode. But the next episode was called A Monster's Day Off, and we see how I there's like a little girl's voice. I have no idea whose voice that is, so something's gonna happen next episode. I hope it's not filler. If this Monster's Day Off is filler, I'm just like, dude, we went 11 episode, we went 10 episodes strong of just them just rushing through things. So I hope that they don't go filler episode 11. So who knows what's going to happen in the next episode. I hope that is going to be something interesting. But so far, it's good with what we have and stuff like that. So yeah, if you enjoyed my thoughts, my opinions on this, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy this whatsoever, leave a dislike. And yeah, see you guys in the next video next week of this series and other stuff that I might do. And yeah, bye. See you later.